The Outback, the land down under. Every country has its nickname. Good afternoon, class. Let's look at Australia's history and how it became a country. Believe it or not, Australia is still a very young country. In 1770, James Cook navigated to the east coast of Australia, making first landfall. He claimed the eastern coastline for the Crown, naming it New South Wales. Shortly after that, 11 ships set sail to New South Wales to start a settlement of a prison colony at Port Jackson. This date was later to become Australia's National Day, called Australian Day. Separate colonies were created from parts of New South Wales, South Australia, Victoria, Queensland, and the Northern Territory. Victoria and South Australia were founded as free colonies, meaning they were never prison colonies. Around 1850, a gold rush began in Australia. The gold rush brought many immigrants from Great Britain, Ireland, Europe, North America, China, Russia. The gold led to a period of great wealth, but eventually it came to an end. And the 1890s were a period of economic depression began. Between 1855 and 1890, the six colonies individually gained responsibilities for their own government, managing most of their own affairs while remaining part of the British Empire. On January 1901, after a decade of planning, the Commonwealth of Australia was born. Melbourne was the federal capital from 1901 to 1911. Then it was changed to Canberra in 1911 to present. I just gave you a tidbit of Australia's history and now I would like to touch on its cultural background. I'll talk about their language, religion, food styles, and their favorite sports. English is the national language and is taught in all the schools. Radio programs are broadcast in 52 languages due to the large ethnic groups there. Australian uses many words and phrases uncommon to the people from other English-speaking countries. Examples: mate means friend, cheers means goodbye, no worries means no problem. Approximately 90% of Australians are Christians. Australians' ethnic groups are just like the ones in the States, but Aborigines were the first settlers. Aborigine art is the most popular and most wanted in Australia. Aborigine art relates to Dreamtime. Dreamtime is a place in the afterlife. Some of the paintings are dot paintings, bark paintings, body paintings. Famous structures in Australia include the Sydney Opera House, the Parkland House. Australians' food was based on English cooking, brought to the country by the British settlers. The barbecue remains an important part of Australian life, the barbie as the Australians refer to it. Australian football, commonly known as footy, also as Australian or Aussie rules, is played in all Australian states and territories. Rugby league is the most attended sport in New South Wales and the second most popular. Cricket is played on a local, national, and international levels. Cricket is the number one most popular sport in Australia. Now that you know something about their culture and the most popular sports, by the way, they call our football gridiron football. Let's talk a little bit about Australia's relationship with the States. In 1931, formally ended most of its constitutional links between Australia and Britain, but Australia didn't adopt this until around 1942. It took until 1986 to completely remove all the constitutional links between Great Britain and Australia. But there still was a threat of Japanese invasion that caused Australians to turn to the United States as a new ally and a protector. The two countries fought alongside since World War I, and most recently in Afghanistan and Iraq. Australia is now America's second closest ally in the world after the United Kingdom. Australia shares the same views on fighting the war on terror and supporting democracy as the United States does, but however, the challenges that Australia faces in its own neighborhood has first priority. U.S. provides guaranteed security for Australia, including extended nuclear deterrence. In turn, we use their land to provide these services. Today you learned about Australia's history, some of its cultures, and about its relationship with the United States government. I hope you enjoyed this briefing and are more enlightened about Australia and its places in the world. Classmates, this concludes my briefing. Thank you.